We've all been there. We've all wanted to buy our own barn. But is it really worth it? Right after this. Hello fellow Christians, how you doing guys? I'm Nolan M Cruz. I'm here to make your life just a bit better. So here we go. So I've had a few questions on social media about my previous video about, how I made money boarding. Which, by the way, if you haven't watched it, the link's right there. If you're asking also, they want to build their own barn, what are some suggestions, blah, blah, blah. So I will, in the future, talk about how to, what you need to have in the back of your mind when you are building your own place, because there's a lot of things we all zone in on, the arena and the tack room and this, that, and the other. But there are so many other things that we need to think about, which I will talk about that in a future video. But right now, I want to bring back the harsh reality of what you're signing on to when you have your own place. Because honestly, let's all think about this. We all go for this, especially in the middle of winter when it's cold and everybody's stuck in the same barn. Like in the spring, summer, fall, you can go outside to, the sand ring, or you go hacking, or you guys get out of each other's face. But in the winter, you're all stuck together in the frickin' barn. You guys are stuck together in that arena, and everyone's getting sick and tired of seeing each other's faces. A little exaggerate, sure, but you know what? I'm trying to paint a picture here, and I'm not good at drawing. We all get into that mode, but there's something we don't think about. Yes, we all we'll just get our own barn, but you need to think about the harsh reality of it all, and which is this. Here are a few of my things that I always keep in the back of my mind if I get into that mode of, I want my own barn again, because we do get that way. But here's some things that when I did have my own barn, things that are in your mind. And these have not all been from my experiences, but I already know how many people who have had their own barns, and this has happened to them too. So thinking of, building your own barn and you're going to run in, blah, blah, blah. Here are some things you need to keep in mind, right? Here we go. Disclaimer, we always do this, right? This isn't for like a pro barn. I'm talking about like the amateurs that are, I want a place for my friends to come and we can all just go ride up, down together or whatever. You know what? This isn't about, making a business where I'm going to, have 20 stall barn where, I'm going to do training and lessons and coach and blah, blah, blah and show management and all that. We're not talking about stuff like that. We're talking about the typical amateur who is tired at their barn, how it's run, and they just want to do it themselves. They want to do the stalls, they want to do the water, they want to do the hay, blah, 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 and have some boarders on the side that pay for their horses. That's what I'm talking about here. So here we go. First thing is, come to the realization, it's a 365 day a year job. No weekends for you. 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 years. This is it, everybody. Unless you have money coming out your yang where you can hire a manager or you can hire barn staff or whatever to do it. But if you're just a typical amateur looking to buy their own property, this is it. 365 days of the year. Morning to night. If there's something wrong with the horse, whatever, they're calling you up. It doesn't matter it's at, 11 o'clock at night and you're tired from doing a whole day in the barn. Get your ass down there. This is owning your own place. So with that in mind, let's take it one step further, which is you want a holiday, you want to go on a 2-week vacation. Now you gotta think of two things, which are getting a horse, like a barn sitter. That's pretty much what you need to do. Somebody that'll come in, be on the property 24/7 or like live on the property for 2 weeks is ideal, but sometimes you can't get that. Actually getting horse sitting to begin with is actually very difficult to do. So good luck finding the horse sitter. And when you do find a horse sitter, chances are they're gonna be a pretty penny. Because as I say, chances of finding somebody who just wants to do this all day, take over your job as the barn owner, is very difficult because chances are they already have another job or this, that, the other. It's very difficult to find. So as I say, good luck with that. It's hard. There are people out there, don't get discouraged, but it's difficult. So have that in mind. If you want to go on a vacation, there is not just, okay, I'm calling work, booking off my 2 weeks, and I'm out of here on a plane on Thursday morning at 3 a.m. No, it's pretty much the opposite, which is there's a lot more stuff you have to manage before you leave, and chances are you're going to get calls upon calls when you're on vacation. So let's go to the next part, which is, well, I'm going to build this barn not to, run a business per se. We're going to run it so all my friends can come, we can all ride together, and it'll be great because we won't do what the other barn did. Yeah, right. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Chances are you're going to invite your friends and they're going to take it upon themselves to think of it like they were at another barn, like another commercially business barn, like the barn that you guys just left. Chances are they're going to think of it like that, and they're not going to treat you like a friend. They're going to treat you like a business. They're paying the board for this for their horse, and it doesn't matter that you're tired and you didn't get up till 10 o'clock because you didn't sleep well last night. The horses still need to be fed at 7 o'clock. The horses still need to be turned out. It doesn't matter that you're tired. That's kind of what they're going to take it as. And then this takes me to my next point, which is that's when the barn owner starts to feel, especially when they're amateurs and they're your friends, then you start to feel taken advantage of because I just got this place, whether you built it or you bought it. I just got this place so we can all have some fun, but really it still has to be run like a business. Most places that I have come across think of it the same way, which is the owner takes it from a personal standpoint versus the business standpoint. And what I mean by personal is if somebody says, well, my horse didn't get turned out because of A, B, and C, why not? Then the barn owner actually gets really defensive and takes things very personal. Let's take this as an example. You come in, you pay your board, just say your friend wants $800. We're just gonna say $800 there, okay? Easy. And that covers off, turn out, turn in, feed, grain, hay, shaving, whatever the deal is. But you come in, you've had, let's say here, a really bad snowfall and the place isn't plowed. I need my blacksmith to come in, I need my vet to be able to come in, my massage therapist to come in, whatever, my coach to come in, whatever the deal might be, I need to be able to get down that driveway. Barn owner gets upset because, well, I can't do that. Sorry. Well, I'm paying $800 for board, and that's supposed to be a part of the agreement that there's going to be a plowed driveway, so I can actually get to my horse. Blah, blah, blah. Instead of saying, okay, yes, we need to find a way to get this place plowed, now it's, it feels like it's getting personally attacked because, hello, why is it plowed? Then the friendship kind of goes out the window and blah, blah. It just doesn't work. It really doesn't. And I've seen that happen more times than not. Maybe not the snowplow situation, but things such as, the ring getting harrowed or, paddock usage or whatever it might be. Oh, you didn't get to the feed store today or whatever it might be. It always happens. That's why I'm saying, you think that there's going to be a place for your friends to come. Oh, you guys are going to have such a great time. Chances are they're going to leave, not your friends anymore. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work out that way. Which then leads me to my next piece, which is really taking it to a step further. Now, there are wacky people in the horse world. Shocking. There really are some crazy whack jobs out there. And this is where it takes, when you get this person who has their own place, they can take it to a whole nother level and start going, well, now I just don't like you. So I'm just going to do things just to piss you off. And I know as crazy as that sounds, it does happen out there. So now it's really not like a business anymore. Now it's really getting nitty gritty and personal. So always have that one in mind too. But let's just say you are going to give deals to your friends and entice them to come and that they won't leave because you're giving them such good deals. Or maybe your friend has opened up a barn and they're giving you a deal. Like, I won't charge you for blanketing because I'm here anyway. Deals don't work. They never do. They may last for, a month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe you might even get 6 months out of it. But chances are then things start to pile up. I'm giving you a deal, so you should do this. Expectations start happening and things just start getting thrown up in the air. And then, or you might get a note on your stall door about, yeah, I can't give you the deal anymore in the middle of winter and there's nowhere else to go, and now the board is this much money, and then, whatever it is. It just keeps going. Deals just don't last, and they don't work, because one side or the other is going to feel pissed off about it. Usually, everything's all gumdrops and rainbows when you walk into it. Everybody, they can give you the, they can give you the world, as they say. They're offering the world, and you're going to take it. Here, this is what I can give you. And you go, great, nothing could be better than this is great, and you get in there and it maybe lasts a month. And as I say, things just start falling part. There's no one to fault for that. There really isn't. You can't say, well, the owner said that. Really, chances are, whether they're your friend or they aren't your friend, they're really just doing it for the goodness of their own heart. They're really just trying to give you everything that they can. And one of two things happen. Either they can't give you it physically, like they just, it doesn't matter, life is just not allowing them to give it to you, or it just doesn't work well money-wise. It costs way too much to do that. I bit off a bit more than I can chew. That's pretty much what we're dealing with. Which then leads me to my next point, which is there is no money in boarding. And I've brought this up to you guys in a previous video, which I will link to up there. You know, I found a way to make money boarding, but it's totally taking a different approach of things. But really, there is no money in it. You can make a living, right? You can, but it's not just a, oh great, look, I have my own barn and woo, great job. No. It totally takes a different turn where it's just hard work for not much reward, really. Or pride yourself on your work because, well, there's not much else you're doing. What you're doing when you buy a place or you build a place or whatever the deal is, you've now gone to that piece of property and you've pulled back a rug and there's a hole there. And this hole, you just keep going, oh look, what does this hole eat? This hole eats money. Okay, well, it's a good thing I got 50 bucks in my pocket because I better toss it in there because it's hungry. 2 days later, oh, it's growling at me again. Damn that freaking hole. Well, here's 20 bucks because the thing is, owning your own property is like owning another house or another cottage or owning, it doesn't matter that's a barn. Actually, you need to be more on top of it because people are now paying you to be there. Fences break. Water pipes do funny things. Some of them freeze depending on how your barn is insulated, if it's insulated. Hay needs to be paid for and, you know, electricity. Turn off those lights for the arena, guys, because they're just sucking money out of your pocket. My horse's stall flooded. Can you bump it up with shavings again? Do you know how expensive shavings are? Like, we just go around this whole circle. It is honestly just a hole that you just keep throwing money into. When you're doing it as a boarding, I just want my friends to come, we're going to have a great time. This is what it is. There's no money in it, per se, unless you do it a smart way. And I've said all this because I will lead you to one thing, which is love it or walk away. Because if you don't love it and you're not happy, and this is why I got out of mine, right? There is no escape. When you have your own barn, there is no escape. I bring this up, I brought it up in my previous video, and I'll bring it up here, which is, say you work for a bank, okay? And you've had a crappy day, your manager's bitched at you for 3 hours straight or whatever, right? You're pissed off, I'm just going to go to the barn to let off some steam. I'm going to relax, I'm going to go to my solitude. Great. You go there, you recuperate, you're happy again, you can go deal with that job again tomorrow. But what happens when that barn, your barn that you have just bought, is your escape, but it's also the thing that's fueling your stress? There is no way to get away from it. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, this is going to be a place that we can, bring all of our friends, we're going to have so much fun together. What happens when that is the place that you're not having fun with anymore? And then you stop being happy. Then what? Have that in mind. There is no escape then. There's no escape to get away from there unless you're going to, you can't even lock yourself in your house and draw the blind to say, nope, not home, because guess what? If something's going on down there at your barn, people need help, you need to be there. With all that in mind, I'm going to leave you with one last thing. I know it's frustrating when you're stuck all together at a barn and, people butt heads, that happens. Our first instinct is to buy our own place and it'll be different. You know what? It's really easy to say that and to think that, and hell, to even go and research that. But just have this in the back of your mind. Yes, boarding is very expensive. It is, especially in my area. But just think of it this way. You could buy 2 really, really special horses. And you could board those 2 horses at a really fantastic place. A really fancy, fantastic place. And it'll still be cheaper than owning your own barn. And you'll still have your freedom. You'll probably still have your happiness. So that's what I got for you guys today. Just my suggestion to have in the back of your mind when you are thinking, I want my own place. Totally get it. Trust me, I go through the whole thing every once in a while too, where it pops in my head and you have to weigh the pros and the cons. In a future video, I will talk about things to think about if you are still very interested in building your own place or buying your own place. I will have that. Some tips for you then. But right now I'm going to leave on that. If you have any suggestions or your thoughts or maybe some things that you want to think about, or maybe say, no, Nolan, I think you're wrong. Please, I know it's shocking, but I have been wrong before. If that is the case, please let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I love engaging with you guys. There we are, that's why we're here, right? If you haven't already, like me on Twitter and Instagram, the links are down below. I do follow that horsey account. And while you're at that, why not hit that like button, hit that share button, and while you're at that, hit that subscribe button too. I do have new videos up every week for your entertainment, but also to help you kind of put some clearing in what this horse industry is all about. I'm Nolan M Cruz, and I will talk to you later. Ciao!